Hello everyone, it's Father Zeno from the North American College in Rome. Our live stream cooking class is getting ready to begin. It'll take a few more minutes for the other guys to get here and then we'll begin. So keep on watching as the priests arrive. It's been a great week so far, having lots of fun, doing all kinds of things here. This is the student kitchen at the North American College. We've taken it over for the day so that we can have cooking lessons for priests. Cooking for one can be fun. So, we have a few hors d'oeuvres waiting for us, and here comes our diocesan seminarian, Joe Broder, who's going to be my help, and he's going to be my cameraman. So I'm going to turn this over to him right now, and I'm going to show him how to do this. So that's all you have to do. And if you want to move up or down, just go like that.
Ooh, okay.
That's the only thing, but you know, everything else is fine. Okay?
Excellent.
Very good, and it's live already.
Perfect.
All right, and so you can walk around. And let me just say hello to everybody so you can see that I'm here, that I'm having a great time on this wonderful clergy seminar here in Rome. So as soon as we get the guys here, we'll start. And Joe will just maybe walk around the kitchen and see what's going on, okay? Very good.
Oh, I got you.
So I can walk around with you because as long as you're here with me, you can see this. In fact, I'm going to get a glass of wine, so let's go. Cheers. Joe, would you like a drink? You're all set. Very good. All right. Very good. All right.
And he was very mindful of that. But then something happened that
I think there's just a few more people who are going to be coming, and then we can begin. Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Should I give him a view, Father?
You can give a view out the window. Yeah. Excellent. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 14, 15. It's already gone live. Yep. It's a beautiful view from up here, the top of the North American College. You can see all of Rome, and you can probably pick out some of the sites. I'm trying to think. I know the Spanish Steps are to your left over there. It's a big white building with 2 towers. And then to your right, that's the Victor Emmanuel Monument. Is that right, Joe?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
locally called the wedding cake.
The wedding cake. Yeah, people in Rome don't seem to like that much. Great sports field here at the North American College and their gym, which I've used since I've got here. It's been great. So, really nice complex. Great place for our seminarians. We have 3 here right now, and we're sending 3 more next year. So it should be cool. Should be great. And Joe's coming home this summer to work in a parish. He's going to work in Father Steve's, where Father Steve lives, with Father Josh Barrows at St. Teresa's in Pawtucket. Father Steve Batty lives in that parish, St. Teresa's on Newport Avenue. So he'll be with them this summer, and maybe, Joe, you can teach Father Steve how to cook. I tried my best. Maybe Father Steve is watching, so you got somebody who's going to come and learn how to do some cooking here tonight. What's that?
He was your cameraman.
He was the cameraman all the time. Yeah, he was the best. He was great. Very good. Let me see if they're ready.
We're sitting around his bed, kind of laughing. Yeah.
Do you want to bring the guys in?
Of course, you tell me when you're
Yeah,
in charge.
because then we can start with the hors d'oeuvres and sit and relax. And,
You
okay.
tell me what you want to do.
So I'm going to, as soon as you want, you can put on your microphone.
You ready?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Yes, you want to turn on the mic. Just press that button, the top button. No luck?
Work on the radio.
So, this one is right here. Now you're live.
Okay.
All right.
So just so everyone knows, first of all, I think everyone has met Father Henry Zeno, who is busy there at the table, serving up the creation that he's made for us in this kitchen. And Joe Brodeur, who's a seminarian from the Diocese of Providence, Rhode Island, which is Henry, as well as Carl, are priests of Providence. So this is sort of like a Providence night. So thanks, Providence priests, seminarians. So thank you all for coming tonight. Of course, Henry, who has become just a big, I think, Henry, you've been a cook for a long time, huh?
I've been a cook for a while, yeah. I'd say at least 25 years.
Yeah, 25 years. So, and he's going to suggest to us how cooking for one can be fun. So, we'll enjoy a lovely night with good food, learning a few things, and all this is going to be live streamed. So there could be, we sent an email around to former ICTY participants, and so bishops who send people here. So we sent about 500 emails out. So we should have a few people joining us for the party. Okay. Yep. So why don't we go on into the dining room, the kitchen.
So if you all want to take a seat, and if you want to pass the plates around. And there's plenty.
Yes. We don't have one yet?
Oh, thank you.
We're supposed to sit?
Yep, you can sit down, sure. There's some seats up here, some black seats over, some other seats there.
Back here. Bill, that one. I don't think we have one. You got one?
I don't know.
We just hold these here for a second, okay?
My gosh.
There's another seat right over here, if you'd like. Excellent. So anyways, welcome. 2 years ago, Father Ed Linton and I, when I was on sabbatical here, we talked about this very group coming here for a week, learning about the sabbatical in a mini sabbatical way. And we, at Ed's suggestion, we thought it'd be a good idea. One of the classes would be kind of a cooking classes. Cooking for one can be fun. I've cooked for years. My parish auctions me off for fundraisers, and we have a lot of fun with a lot of good fundraising. So it's a joy to be here. It's been a joy knowing Father Linton and being able to participate with this. So in front of you, you have a puff pastry. Puff pastry it's filled with prosciutto, provolone, and mustard. Puff pastry, you buy it in the the grocery store. Roll it out a bit, mustard, prosciutto, ham, cheese, put another layer on top, fold the edges, put in the oven 450 degrees for 25 minutes. It's like a glorified ham and cheese sandwich. So, and you serve, all these things are served room temperature. So at least the hors d'oeuvres are. So if you'd like to try it, see if you like it. The rule in my kitchen is if you don't like it, don't eat it. Everybody has different tastes. So it's not going to offend me because there's a whole bunch of different things that we're going to have this evening. Try to keep the portions small, except obviously the appetizers. And then if you like it, good. If it's not to your palate, that's fine too. Okay? See if you like it. Buon appetito.
Anything from Judah.
Very good.
Nice.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, a little something. Now you all have received, I think in their emails already, all the recipes. So they're all there for you. It's a little difficult. Julia Child and all those Food Network people, when they're cooking, they make it look very easy. They just, everything puts in the oven, it comes out. Of course, there's time delay. And under the kitchen, there's assistants who are handing things up, taking things down, things like that. So other than having Joe with me from after he finished his class around 4 o'clock, I've been here all day, and I've been the cooking assistant and the dishwasher for a while until Joe got here. So a lot of those cooking shows, there's so many staff that you can't see, but this is just cooking for one can be fun.
No, I guess I'd say for the people that are live streaming, if they would like the recipes, they could either email me at romeshabbat at pnac.org, which is on the website, or elinton@pnac.org.
Excellent.
And we'll get the menus out.
Excellent.
Well, not the menus, but the recipes.
Good.
Any secrets of the mustard?
Dijon, just Dijon, whatever, Grey Poupon or Maile, M-A-I-L-E, I think, yeah. I wouldn't use French as much, mustard. You want to have something that's a little zing to it, you know. But, and actually, they're good the next day for breakfast with coffee, you know, so it can be a whole bunch of meals for you.
Like it on the box.
Substitute for the prosciutto.
Just a baked ham, American ham you buy in the store, just thinly sliced. I wouldn't make it too heavily, too thick. Yeah, regular ham is fine. And again, it's a concept. So you could use an American cheese. I use provolone. You could use sliced salami. You know, you could mix it up a bit, huh? In fact, with puff pastry, you can almost put anything inside of it. And you can make a Mexican thing with refried beans, queso fresco, and a little salsa, put it on top, and serve a kind of Tex-Mex kind of thing.
How am I likely to mess this up?
What's that?
How am I likely to mess this up?
Yeah, you can't.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
Now,
That's the only thing.
it is so easy, huh? So, next thing I have for you is I'm going to pass them out. These are, it may just pass them around. These are garbanzo beans, chichi beans, and you serve them at room temperature. And they're made with olive oil and garlic, fresh Parmigiano cheese, and a little rosemary. Are you good down there? How about on the side there? You good? All right. Very good. Very good. And you saute it just in olive oil, and then you take it off the stove when the canned cannellini beans are just a little softer, and a little salt and pepper, a little Parmesan cheese, and then again serve room temperature. Very healthy protein as well. So
Rosemary?
rosemary, fresh rosemary, not dried. You want the fresh. Should I take the camera for a bit, Joe, so you can try something?
It helps you, right?
Very good. We'll let our cameraman try things. So, very good. And then the next two things we have are bruschettas. I should say crostini. Just a regular tomato one with basil and olive oil and balsamic. And then a cannellini bean that's been put into a food processor and with Parmesan cheese, a little roasted garlic, and some olive oil. Again, very, very healthy protein as well. So, while you're watching, I got to check the pasta water. Hold on a second here.
I know, it's very good.
Rosemary adds a nice
Rosemary, yeah.
thing to it, huh? Yeah, very good. What'd you think, Joe? Is it good? Did you try the ham and cheese thing yet? So when I do cooking lessons, I have, in my parish, I have the people I'm cooking for, then I have my crew in the kitchen, which is usually younger people, and it's always interesting to see what they like and what the people I'm cooking for like. It's always very different, you know, the things they think that is best. Very good. So if you want to pass those trays around, please feel free to do so. Very good.
I know, it's an echo.
So what it is? We call it bruschetta, but you call it.
Well, so I call it crostini because bruschetta would be a little bit bigger. It'd only be like a big piece of Italian bread, whereas this is a smaller piece that I cooked up in the oven at 450 degrees for 5 minutes, so it toasts a bit, and then you just put the stuff on it. Yeah.
It's coming back.
Very good. I'll give that back to you,
No, I
Joe.
don't want it. Oh, you don't want it? I wish I was.
Tomatoes in season are not.
Yes. So that's why we have a Caprese that's not tomatoes, because Caprese is a concept. So I'll show you that next.
They are nice looking tomatoes, yeah. What is this? The garbanzo beans.
No, it's not garbanzo, that kind of thing. Cannellini.
Oh, yum. Henry, are there napkins anywhere?
Yes, there are. Where would their napkins be? Very good.
Fold ours and put it in a little number so we don't know. We didn't bring ours with us, the napkins.
No.
Like rubbing my fingers on it.
I know.
Not these things.
What do you say, cooking for one when you start at 7:35? Thank you so much.
I'll just give you a stack if you want to pass it down that side.
So can we still eat dinner after all this?
Oh, sure. Here in Italy. I'll keep the portions small as we go along. So our first course tonight is going to be a Caprese. Caprese is usually beautifully fresh tomatoes and mozzarella cheese with a little olive oil, balsamic vinegar, maybe a little basil on top. But tonight we're doing an orange Caprese. And the orange Caprese, Caprese again is a concept. You can use any fruit. Tomatoes, the classic, but you could use watermelon. You could use peaches, peeled peaches. A good friend of mine, Father Mike Sisko, who's my assistant, made in the autumn, had apples. And so it's fruit and cheese is what it is. And so tonight for your first course, we'll take that as mine, put that over there, is going to be fruit and cheese. So I've had the mozzarella.
Oh, thank you.
Marinating in the olive oil. And then we'll drizzle just a little more on there, extra virgin olive oil. And a little balsamic glaze. This is, you can buy it in the grocery store. It's balsamic vinegar that's been reduced. And it comes out, and you can do a little Andy Warhol kind of thing here, okay? And then at the end, you put a little sprinkling of basil, which I have right over here. And there's your first course. All right, nice for the summer. Looks nice, attractive, but any kind of fruit you can do. Any kind of fruit would be acceptable.
They all work with the mozzarella.
They certainly do, yeah.
And how long did you marinate it, or did you?
So I cut up the fruit and the cheese maybe around 2 o'clock this afternoon, drizzle it with olive oil, and then I was going to keep it out because you want the cheese to be soft. I put it in the refrigerator for a bit, then I took it out because you want, when you serve mozzarella, you don't want it to be hard from the refrigerator. It's too hard if it's served that way. So you take it out. But anyways, that'll be your first course tonight. All right. Now, yes, please pass those around if you'd like. I'm going to get the pasta out of here. So our pasta tonight is homemade pasta. I bought this for the students 2 years ago, and it's been sitting in Ed's warehouse closet, and I'm making rigatoni. I've already made some. I'm going to show you how this machine works. Okay, it's an exuding machine. It's the simplest thing. You can buy it online. It's Phillips. Already in here, I have 2 cups of 00 flour. Already put it in there, okay? And then what you do is put the cap back on, and then you put in a mixture of 1 egg, and they give you the measurements right on the cup here. And you just pour in the mixture. To the top here, there's holes here. And in about 3 minutes or so, it's all going to start coming out here. And I'm just going to keep on slicing it, you know? Now, you can serve this with buy a pasta sauce on your own, or you can make it. What I made was, and I'm going to bring it over here because I think it's cool enough right now. That's fine. So all this is chopped cherry tomatoes, olive oil, and garlic. You get a pan, and you put olive oil in the whole bottom of it, so it covers the bottom, whatever size pan you have. Since I was making for 15, 16 people here, I covered the pan with it, the bottom of the pan, chopped up the tomatoes, garlic, chopped up garlic, and some basil, and just slow cooked it. And then to finish it, I put some of the pasta water in. That's the big secret to Italian pasta making, is you put pasta water in, and it kind of brings the starchiness of the pasta to the sauce. And then you finish it with Parmigiano Reggiano. It has to be off the stove. Don't sprinkle in Parmigiano Reggiano while it's cooking. It'll get all stuck together. All right. So and then you just let it cook slowly, and a little salt and pepper to taste, and you're good to go.
So olive oil, a little lesson on olive oil is we're spending a lot of money for a good olive oil. How do you judge what you use?
So everybody's taste is different. I find with cooking, if you're serving it in a sauce or something like this, you want to use extra virgin olive oil. There's all different kinds in the market. You have to see which ones you like. There's Ligurian, there's olive oil from Sicily, there's beautiful California olive oils. And it's just a matter of tasting and saying, I like this one better. Some are a little more acidic, some are less acidic.
Some a little more fruity.
Some a little more fruity. It just depends. Just depends. But it's all a matter of your own taste. Any questions so far? No? So our main course this evening let's see here. This is a stuffed brajol. I got ground veal, ground pork, and ground sirloin. Mix it together with 4 eggs, little breadcrumbs, Parmesan cheese, salt and pepper, and where did I put the cutter? I did have it in my hand, didn't I? There it is. So put that on hold for a second.
Okay.
Stop this going again. And there you go.
And to keep it from sticking?
I got a little flour in the pan. So I keep kind of like mixing it up a little bit. Now Joe here is going to be in charge of this kitchen next year. Is that right, Joe?
That's right.
So he's going to show the guys here in the house how to use this.
I don't see a lot of use, that's for sure.
Yeah. And in the dye, they have spaghetti, they have ziti, they have angel hair, they have shells. 3 or 4 of them come with the machine, then you have to order the other dyes. And to cook fresh pasta, it only takes about 4 or 5 minutes. You want to make sure your water is salted. It should taste like the sea. Because it's the only way the pasta is going to get flavor in the pasta itself is when you're cooking it. The sauce surrounds it, like with rigatoni. You have the ridges on the edge. But to make a good pasta, you want to make sure when you boil the water, you just taste it. If it tastes salty, you're good. Now, salt isn't really that good for you, but you try your best. This guy was cooking here yesterday. Was it today you were cooking? Today. And your name again is?
Dylan.
Dylan. So he was making
Enchiladas.
enchiladas. So we shared the kitchen for a little while, and he's good. So, oops. So the right-hand stove is on, whatever it is on, right down there. Do you need the stove? No. Okay. So anyways, this will 2 batches will be enough for a nice little pasta course for all of us here tonight. So, and you know what? If you're it makes gluten-free pasta too. It's a different recipe to make it, but it makes excellent gluten-free pasta as well. So.
How much is it going to cost Joe to buy one of those machines?
So I've donated this to the college. This is for the students.
Goes home and says, now I have to
About
have
$250 American. Yeah, $250 American. And then the extra dye is made another $40. So if your relatives are watching, they're going to be wanting this as their ordination gift from you to them. Now, when I was here on sabbatical, of course, there's no stove in the Casa O'Toole. So when I go away on trips, I always make sure I rented a house with some of my friends who were on the Casa, on the ICTI program, that had a stove so I could cook on the weekend, so we wouldn't have to go out to eat. And I miss cooking so much. Now, are any of you cooks? Anybody here likes to cook? A little bit? Very good. Excellent.
John, you cook? Okay, yeah. That's cooking.
So I'm going to finish this up in a second, then I'll tell you about the main course and dessert, and then we can just all relax. I hope people who are watching are enjoying this. Maybe some of you have seen these things before, but it's always a lot of fun cooking and having friends over, especially with my brother priest here live here in Rome. Very good.
You cook? Yeah. You cook Italian food?
So sometimes we see pasta that's green.
Yeah.
Blackish. What's for that?
Blackish would be squidding. Has been added to it. Green would be like a spinach broth. Yeah, yeah. So for our main course this evening, this is a stuffed meat brajol, and it's you roll it out into a sheet pan, and you put on prosciutto, you put on provolone, you put on red peppers, and you put on arugula. Then you roll it like a meatloaf, and then you fold in the sides, and you cook it at a high temperature, 450 degrees, with some olive oil on it for about 35, 40 minutes, and you're done.
Oh, nice.
Nice for sandwiches the next day. Nice meatloaf sandwich.
Oh, nice.
Would you say no? Well, you can if you want, but you'll have to leave.
Yeah.
Now, our vegetable course
Sure, yeah.
tonight will be, let me cover this up here, Brussels sprouts.
Not
Now,
too
when I was a
easy.
kid, I hated Brussels sprouts. But boiled, I still don't like boiled Brussels sprouts. These have been roasted in a sheet pan. And they're roasted with olive oil and balsamic vinegar again, and salt and pepper, a little garlic powder. Then to finish them, I'm going to put on sunflower seeds for crunch and dried cranberries for sweetness. So you have all different flavors going on here. So it's a very nice taste. You can make these beforehand, in the morning, or even the day before, and just warm them back up. They will be fine. And again, you have this recipe with the digital stuff we sent you. And our potato, let's see, are we done? Yes, we are.
I'm not.
Timing is everything.
I like to cook, but it's too much of a project, actually.
For our
I like to sit
potato,
at the table. Yeah.
we have a horseradish mashed potato. Now, let me close the oven here for a second. Regular russet potatoes, just chop them up, throw them in the water, cold water, salted water, bring to temperature, so they're ready to be mashed. And then I put in, for this amount of potatoes, because you just get a little small portion, a little sour cream, a little cream cheese, a little butter, a little milk. I didn't have cream, so I just put milk, and about a half, you can make your own horseradish sauce if you want, about a half of this bottle of horseradish sauce. You buy it, Boar's Head, this one I actually brought from the States with me, and you put it in there, you mash it, and again, this can sit all day. You can make it the night before. Then when you want to finish it, you put slabs of butter on it, 400 degrees for 40 minutes, browns up nicely like this.
Can you use regular horseradish?
You could, it's a little stronger. It's a little stronger. So you might want to mix it with some sour cream and some vinegar to get more. But you just put, if you just grated horseradish.
Like the golds that you get in the bottom.
Yeah, it'd be a little overpowering, but you might like it that way. I find this better because it's a little more milder. And finally, and then we can go and relax, and I can serve, and we get more wine, sit outside, and the shade has come right back to the nice tables there, so that'll be good. Our final, our dessert tonight is going to be pumpkin regatta pie. So, let me see if I have one here. Good. So, this pie is easy. Of course, you can just buy a regular pie dough. I made my own because my niece was married to my nephew Patrick. My sister had 6 boys. So Patrick was the first one to get married. Samantha, wonderful gal, good cook. And she said to me once when I brought a pie up, said, "Oh, you make your own crust, Uncle Henry?" No, I don't. Oh, it's easy. I use vinegar in my pie. I thought she said vodka. So anyways, I went home that, I think it was Thanksgiving, a few years back, and I looked up online, pie crust made with vodka, and they have it. So that's what you have. And it's like a third of a cup of vodka. I'm not sure what it does. So Christmas time, I brought an apple pie, and she said, did you make your own dough? I said, I did. I said, I used vodka like you told me. She said, no, I told you vinegar. I said, well, this one has vodka in it. So anyways, and the filling.
Does this one have vodka in it?
Yes, it sure does. You won't be able to taste it. the filling is a can of pumpkin filling, of pumpkin stuff, and you have the recipe: regatta, 5 eggs, milk, cornstarch, and pumpkin pie seasoning, which is sitting home at my rectory at 141 State Street. For those of you watching from my rectory today, all my staff is probably watching this. And I put it on the counter, and my friend Father Steve Salapini, and he might be watching too, I thought he was coming to the back door, and I was just ready to put it in my suitcase, and he rang the front door. So I went to the front door, moved the stuff down, got in the car, took off, and I got here, I don't know, the pumpkin pie spice, you know? So I talked to Antonella, the secretary, said, oh, you can make that on your own. Oh? And so she said, she told me what to get: cloves, cinnamon, allspice, and nutmeg. And I put it, they have a little Cuisinart thing here, put it in there, ground it all up, and you know what? That's what it was. So anyway, so in the end, Google is your friend because, well, Antonella is a friend, but sometimes I have to look and say, I forgot the lard, or I forgot something. What can I, like sometimes I use buttermilk. I have recipes. I forgot the buttermilk. Well, you make buttermilk by milk and vinegar, really, is what you do. And you can find a recipe online. So all these things you can find online to make reasonable facsimiles. So anyways, so this is our dinner tonight. You have the recipes. Those of you watching online, hopefully you can look up those recipes, and I can send you a link to Father Ed Linton's site. We've been having a great time. Today, the priest went to have Mass at St. Peter's Basilica in Rome, and then got a lovely tour. And then this afternoon, who was the speaker this afternoon?
Father Scott Brodeur.
Scott Brodeur. When I was on sabbatical, he was wonderful. He did the letter to the Galatians, I think,
yeah,
when we had him. He was a wonderful, wonderful guy. I've been cooking since 7 o'clock this morning, so I wasn't able to go in any of the classes, but I'm looking forward to the rest of the time that I can be with you. Yeah. So anyways, buon appetito. There's wine and beer and soft drinks here. Joe's going to put some water out there. If you can either stay in here, but I think it's a little cool outside as well. And then we'll start plating. So the first course will be the orange caprese. Then we'll have the pasta, the main course, and the dessert. You just have to give us a little time as we get stuff going out there because it's just Joe and me. So thank you all for your attention. Thanks for watching online. God bless from Rome. We hope you enjoyed it tonight. Buon appetito.
Buon
God
appetito.
Very good. Oops.